Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I guess it's all the juice.
oh yeah,
Somehow.
yeah, all the juice. I'm so strong. It's incredible. But yeah, we're live, right?
Yes, we are. So yeah, guys. Hello, everyone. Of course, it will take some time for people to join the channel, but
Yeah.
or the stream. But as
So
always, all the comments are very welcome.
yeah, episode 14
Episode 14, yeah,
for a little live stream.
and we can immediately see that Mario started a small cycle because he's getting some small spots on his face.
Yeah, it's funny, right?
So what did you choose
Yeah, I think maybe
for
it's
your cycle? Is it
maybe
just testosterone?
yeah, I think it's those raw eggs for the raw eggs
Raw eggs.
and the what is it the fuck, can't even remember what it's called now. The
Trend,
no, the rehydration stuff you talk about all the time.
electrolytes.
That's the electrolytes, yeah. Just
Did
stem cells and
you
electrolytes.
did you start using electrolytes or what?
No, no, no. What the
No, you
fuck?
are using it every day actually, without you noticing all the
Hmm.
salt and stuff.
That's electrolyte?
Yeah, that's
No.
what we call it.
Right.
I think it's like sodium, potassium, whatever, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
But
so I actually don't know why I'm like feel like usually you get sits when you eat some potato chips or something, right? But I've just
sometimes
been
maybe sugar.
yeah, but I haven't
You
eaten any sugary thing for like 1.5 weeks now. So
Oh really? Okay,
uh,
nice. So tell me about it.
yeah, so
Um,
I started, I started like maybe I think maybe it's 1 week. Like last week, I bought that we talked about that steak thing, and then this kind of thing, and then I cut it into
also,
pieces.
so a big piece of meat, and then you right?
Yeah, but it was kind of not enough because I could only maybe get one for breakfast and one for, and it was quite small, maybe like 160 grams,
So you thought
180
it's
grams.
quite expensive, right?
Yeah, expensive and not I couldn't get so much, so I was kind of hungry. I was like, okay, maybe it's not so good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think I found a good way. There's like some even I even found some like like ground beef, right? But I found some packages of like ground beef already molded into like burgers.
Into a patty,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
burger.
But it was like maybe 5 kronas cheaper per kilo than just ground beef alone because it was on. So I just bought those. I bought a couple of those, and it was
And
like
those are
two.
normally even a bit more fatty, which is nice.
Yeah, there was more fat, but a little bit less protein. I was like,
A bit,
whatever.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Fat is more
So
important.
so I got those, and I ate those the last 4 days, and then I think for breakfast I just skewer. I think is the way I'm gonna go
Right.
with because it's just easier and yeah
So,
more
okay, it's a good start. I like where it's going. And how do you feel?
lighter, like less bloated, right? Like
Right.
when you eat a lot of just everything, like you really feel like I don't. It's not necessarily a bad feeling, but it just feels different now. It's not so bad actually. Like it's. I don't feel. I think when I had just those little bit more expensive steaks, I was a bit hungry, so I was kind of feeling a little bit low energy. But this
Mm-hmm.
is this is better, I think, because now I can eat a little bit more. So
Yeah, trust me, just keep eating more fat and it will be fine.
yeah. But so also
But
I realized with the that diet thing, then I can just I can throw on a bunch of mayonnaise and everything because that's just fat, right?
but
Right.
then you have to be careful because maybe in many cases it's plant oils, and plant oils are very
Uh,
bad for you.
okay,
So
yeah,
always
maybe
must be animal product, animal fats.
mayonnaise. Is mayonnaise not? At least it's like there's no carbs at all, so I don't think it's
Sometimes
too bad.
they make these sauces here in Denmark, for example, Bernaise sauce. That
Yeah,
one is
but
full of
I don't like any sauce really, so it's like usually I just eat the stuff with nothing. But yeah,
but okay, so in any case, it's a good start. Um, it will Not, I'm sure it will not be perfect. Not
I mean,
everything will be perfect immediately, but
yeah,
just keep experimenting.
yeah. I think I just need to try. Just also now, at least I will go down to wait for that competition, and then we'll see how how it
Yeah. So
feels
in
long
any
term.
case, it's
Because
good to try it and see how you feel.
yeah,
And
yeah. Because if I feel like I'm walking around hungry and stuff, it's not gonna work, right? I need
no, no,
to.
no.
It needs to be something you can stick to, right? So if it's
But yeah, like
just temporary, it's not gonna work. So
I'm not
we'll
a.
see.
I'm sure if you ate enough fat, you wouldn't have that problem at all. So
Yeah.
hunger is not gonna, because you can basically eat as much as you want.
Right, and also feel like you get less hungry when you. I think there's some science that backs up. Like when you eat sugar, you get more hungry, and I think
Yeah, sugar would, normally you would feel very good for a short period of time, and then the spike will fall off, so you drop down in
yeah.
blood sugar,
There's a guy
and then
asking
of
what
course,
diet. Right, what diet is it? It is. It's I guess it's keto kind of carnivore a bit, right?
yeah, keto slash carnivore,
Yeah,
animal based.
yeah. So I
That's
think that's what.
basically what I like it a lot. I tested
Yeah,
all the other things, even vegan, but this one is just,
you've been doing it for a while, right?
yeah. So now, and also, since I'm doing it, I feel like I'm just progressing even more and more. So recovery is great. Everything feels just fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you said
Um,
like you felt like you really need to be on point with everything when you're not like super genetically gifted or anything. And
yeah, or if you're not on juice, like everything must be perfect.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it kind of makes sense to
Yeah. So since
also,
like,
well,
yeah,
yeah, I feel like also just like like when you're eating this, you're gonna be like probably if you stick to it for a long time, you will probably be quite lean. I feel like that's also probably one of the most important things, right? If you're at least if you're gonna go be in a weight class, not be on like
yeah,
be like Levan or something, then if you want to stay in a weight class, you need to be as cut as possible, right? Because you will be most
or
effective
maybe
there.
maybe in other words, you don't want to over time grow some useless tissue on your body, like like some kind of belly, or
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
don't know. I
just
feel like carbs sometimes really keep you bloated, and then it's a bit like whatever. You might get more weight, but it's a bit useless.
yeah, it's not really useful weight. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not quality. It's not quality.
not
Yeah,
quality.
yeah,
So for me, since I tested this keto slash carnivore, I'm not looking back.
no.
This is it. I feel like I found the perfect thing, and to me it kind of makes sense in
But
every
also,
way. Like everything is just
but
connected
also, you've
now.
also always kind of been skinny, right? So I mean, maybe the diet is not necessarily
So with carnivore or keto, I just gained weight pretty much. Like I gained
right.
5 kilo,
Yeah,
and then it stopped.
yeah. Also funny, like that you've told me you've never really liked bread and stuff. Like, so I guess maybe there's just a lot of stuff that you don't
Yeah.
really.
So bread, no, I'm eating it even now sometimes, but
Hmm.
it's not like I crave for it. It's just it's something I put butter and the meat on.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
But
normally I guess
bread
it's
is
a
a
bad
lot of
habit
carbs.
also. Yeah,
Bread is a
so
lot of
that's
carbs.
why
Yeah.
it's probably a bad habit from. I'm
Yeah.
sure that people, like, if people could eat just meat, salmon, fish, chicken,
Man, I
and
love
it would
salmon.
have plenty. So if
Yeah.
people would have plenty of it, like more, and it was cheaper, I'm sure people would not really buy bread and eat bread. Or why would you eat bread?
Yeah. If I had like unlimited money, I could eat like smoked salmon every day. Like
Yeah.
so tasty. It's like it's the best.
So basically, I feel like people just found ways to make cheaper food products, which is, let's say, yeah, pasta, bread, rice, potato. That's what, if we don't have money, that you kind of must survive. So that's what you eat. But
But I think
if you
like
can afford better food, maybe you should eat better food.
I think tomato, no, no, not tomato. Potato is like a really good carb source. Like I think it's one of the good ones, right?
Yeah, but why do you need carbs, right?
No, yeah,
Because
but
remember,
it's good source for
originally,
energy, right? It's good source for energy. Like if you're expending a lot of energy, you're
well,
not doing some physical work, right? Like if you're out doing some physical work, you might need a lot of energy in one day, right? Like I feel like this keto, not keto, whatever kind of words, kind of doesn't necessarily work that good for if you were doing a lot of physical labor or something like that.
no, I think it's still fine.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure. It's
Hmm.
just you still have plenty of energy stored in your body. Maybe you cannot explode as much, and maybe if you were full of sugar, maybe you can do something super intense for a short period of time. Um, but at the end, if you just if you work like 8 hours, 12 hours somewhere like a physical job, you
Yeah,
will
like a
be
farmer or
very,
something.
yeah. So I'm sure you'll be feeling very good on keto.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
and also, like if you look uh, back a little bit, like 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, whatever, I'm not sure if people really had too many options of for carbs. Mm.
Hmm.
Originally, I'm sure we survived
Wh-
on
What about
other
like
animals.
fruits and stuff? Like
Many fruits are nowadays much more eatable than they were before. Like even banana is
yeah, I
somehow
know all
different.
the yeah all the corns that used to be in the banana, whatever, all the seeds and stuff. Like
So
yeah,
fruits were not as sweet as they are now, genetically modified.
true.
So yeah, maybe some berries, but also nothing was really that sweet.
I'm not sure, but I think people been eating carbs for a lot of time. I'm not sure it's so totally
But
correct.
remember, at some point, we were not really farming like wheat.
I'm not even sure
So
when did people start farming. It must be later in the like timeline. I feel like for sure.
yeah, it's much later,
Yeah,
much later.
yeah.
So
Like at least like what in the medieval times or before that maybe. I don't
yeah,
not
I'm
sure.
not gonna say. I don't want to be
Yeah, I
wrong
have
on
no
this,
idea. Yeah, I
but
have no idea, but just guessing.
that's for sure something which happened just later. Not at some point we didn't have any of it, and it was just meat.
Hmm. But I feel like bread for sure. Bread has been made for a long time.
But also originally no bread.
Hmm.
So it's something which we kind of
So, but maybe
came up
maybe
with.
that doesn't necessarily make it bad, right?
Maybe no, but to me, like I can see how our body is made to eat meat much more than eat carbs.
Yeah.
And meaning, or in other words, maybe survive on fat more than carbs for energy.
Right. I mean, it makes sense that you like you eat something with. If you eat muscle, you kind of. It makes sense that you would. It would help with making muscle for yourself, right? It makes sense in some way.
And also one more interesting thing, which without looking into any scientific things, just think about it. If you eat something animal based, for example, a piece of muscle,
Right.
all of these, all of that food is very similar to your own body structure, like your own muscle. So it's
Mm,
very easily recognizable that, and okay, so it can
yeah.
heal you up. Meanwhile, if you eat some kind of crop, which has a completely different um, molecular structure and so on, for a body to absorb and to understand that yes, this is somehow useful, it's a little bit more, much more difficult, I would say. So that thing alone somehow makes sense to me that you will, everything will probably get absorbed much better if it's just animal based instead of eating some leaves or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
I think maybe if you've been eating it for a long time, like 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 over generations, the body adapts, right? Like you see,
yeah.
I think Benji also said something similar here. Yeah, Asians. I think Asians have a lot of like lactose intolerance. I think
So
people in Europe and stuff are way less lactose intolerant because they've been eating milk for a long time. And milk is also, a animal product, right? So
yeah.
maybe, and that's, I think everybody is naturally not so good at digesting that, so it's not necessarily good stuff that comes from animals, right?
Um, Sorry, say it one more time, just for me to.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm pretty sure that Asians have like really high lactose intolerance, while Europeans don't. And that's because they've been drinking milk for a long time, and naturally, like the human species
Okay,
have a
right.
high like lactose intolerance, and that's a animal product, right? So I'm not sure if this like
So
it
yeah,
comes from
might be
animal.
some truth into it, but we cannot be sure, right?
Yeah. Anyways, you
What
can yeah you
Something
can
else I wanted to say is, come on, I hope I don't forget it. Uh, I had such a good
was it about
idea
milk
in my
or
mind. No, not about milk. Okay,
bread?
maybe it will come back.
Right. Anyways, maybe there's
Um,
enough about the diet stuff. Maybe I don't know. At least
yeah. So by the way, these days it's a little bit difficult to talk about things like this on the internet because you might get censored and so on.
censored.
Yeah, yeah. Don't be surprised if you
You're gonna
push
get
keto or
censored.
carnivore too much. You might get censored
Ah, come on.
because no, no, trust me. They push people push pretty hard against animal products these days because it's very profitable to. Not that I wish it was not an issue, but these
The
days
milk
it is.
Nazi is coming for you. Yeah. Yeah,
But
maybe. But
shit, what was my thing? I wanted to say something good and I forgot it now. Shit.
was it something with
What did we talk about before milk?
for milk? We were talking about, I think, when people were eating carbs or something like this. I'm not sure. Anyways,
Now I remember. The thing is that human body is really adaptable, I would say.
right.
So you can basically survive on many different things, even if they are not really optimal.
Mm-hmm.
But if we are talking about the sport and being at your peak, then it starts to matter a bit more what you eat, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm sure you can easily survive on carbs, and being a vegan is fine. Yeah, you might be a little bit skinnier, whatever. That's your choice. If you, but yeah, if you want to really make sure that you grow and heal quickly, then that's where carnivore and keto maybe would help more,
Right.
I believe.
Maybe milk is also good, maybe because of the calcium for the bones and stuff, right? Or
Yeah, for me it's funny. If I drink milk, I get 2 extra kilo. If I don't stop drinking it, I lose two
hmm
kilo.
yeah, because there's a lot of carbs in milk. It's a lot of sugar also. It's quite sugary. So yeah,
Right? Yeah.
so it's probably why.
Or maybe it's also somehow it's a drink which um, somehow stays in your body. If you keep drinking just water, you will even dehydrate yourself, right? It will keep running through your
You
body
flush
quickly.
it out. Yeah, you flush it
You'll
out.
flush it out, and somehow milk doesn't flush out like that. Like it.
You don't think so?
No, no. Try drinking milk.
You feel like it just sits in your stomach.
It somehow sits better in your stomach, or
So
at least.
maybe you're lactose intolerant. You can't digest the milk, maybe.
Well, I am a
Yeah.
little lactose intolerant, by
Yeah.
the way.
So maybe yeah, maybe that's something.
No, but it sits in your stomach in a good way, meaning that you absorb the
Ah.
nutrition and so on. Like it's
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah. I think
absorbing stuff. So absorbing
last week
stuff
or maybe
slow is good, right? Probably.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. You
Yeah.
want you want things to stay in your digestion system for a bit longer because, for example, if you take anything which is a little bit like toxic,
Yeah.
For example, even coffee is a little bit like it will flush out quicker.
Hmm.
Or
The coffee is but basically just water, right? So
yeah, but you know, the thing which makes, I would say, coffee has something which your body maybe doesn't like too much, and that's why you get this higher blood pressure
I
and
don't
so
think
on.
I don't think coffee has. I feel like coffee is just generally doesn't have any like negative health.
No, it may not be negative, but in like if you look at it, theoretically, like there's nothing useful in it. It's just something which is a little bit poisonous to you, so the body reacts in a good way.
That's not true.
Uh,
The
I think it
caffeine
is,
is the caffeine is it's energy boosting. It's
but
that is
but
positive.
you,
That is a
but you see,
positive attribute.
so
You
how
know.
does it boost the energy? Like there's no energy in it. There are no
No,
calories.
I think it sits on some receptors and makes you less tired or something. The
So it's simply the body reacts to something a little bit poisonous, and
it's not poisonous.
it's in the
I
same way. You know how sometimes your immunity system can get stronger. Let's say during this period now in autumn,
hmm
if maybe you are afraid of getting sick and so on. Um, so you would use maybe some tea, lemon, ginger, um, maybe some other ingredients. So all of these, like lemon and ginger, somehow they are people are thinking that it's a good thing for you. It maybe makes you healthier, right?
just the vitamins, right? Just vitamin and lemon and stuff like.
But in reality, there is just something a little bit toxic, a little bit poisonous to you, something which wakes up your immunity system, and that's why it becomes beneficial at the end.
Mm.
But you are not really getting anything useful out of it.
I just remember seeing some like drinks tier lists from some science guy on YouTube. I just remember water being at the top, and I think then in a list under, I think it was coffee and maybe beetroot juice or something. I'm not sure. There's some different stuff like
So it's really interesting how the body, the human body, is able to still get something positive even out of something which doesn't really have anything like nutrition or energy.
yeah.
Mm,
But I think coffee is just because the something in the caffeine sits on the receptors that tell you that you are tired or something, and then you don't get tired. I think it's something
mm,
like this, something along those lines.
Try also same effect. Try drinking a little bit of alcohol, for example, just a shot. It is poisonous to you, right?
No, yeah, I would say alcohol is poisonous. Yeah,
Right. So, but you can get some positive effect. Even the immunity system can be waken up.
true. Yeah, like wine, you get better heart
Right.
health and stuff. Like, but it's
Yeah, you see
in
wine,
moderation, right?
you get a bit warmer and the blood pressure goes up a little bit.
Mm,
Um, Mostly that's what happens when body is trying to get rid of some small
yeah,
poison.
maybe that's true.
So I feel like
But
in my mind I have this system figured out pretty well, but
so
I know it can sound so
you don't,
confusing.
so you wouldn't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee, never.
Mm.
But
Okay.
I don't necessarily think that it's bad for you. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's any like negatives
My problem
with
is that
drinking
I have a
coffee.
feeling that over a long time, uh, people might have some blood pressure problems. Um, it's still quite a strong drug at the end because you
Yeah,
must maintain it every single day. If you stop for one day, suddenly the headache comes in because the blood pressure drops down a bit. I'm trying to avoid these kind of drugs which would make me dependent. And if you must do it every single morning, let's say, then I don't like it.
no,
It's
true, true.
and maybe I don't understand the science behind it fully, but
No,
I just
yeah,
have a feeling that there's something wrong with it.
yeah, for sure. It's there is some kind of like I don't think I don't think it in itself is addictive, but I think there's some kind of way that
Oh yeah, so
you kind of depend on it a bit to maybe maybe it just becomes routine, right? Or you wake up and you drink coffee because you
yeah,
feel like
it
okay,
does.
you need to get ready for work or whatever.
It triggers something, and I think some kind of hormone gets released, maybe to start fighting the poison or whatever. But some kind of hormone, even a little bit of adrenaline, I think, gets released. So I think you are getting addicted to that release.
Yeah, but yeah. So,
Okay, good start.
anyways, anyways,
Anyway,
25 minutes about
yeah,
food and
25.
drinks,
Right.
but good.
Let's look at the comments.
But I also wanted to ask your opinion. Did you see that the super match on Monday in the club?
Which one did I miss it?
It's yeah, it it's not it wasn't this Monday, but next Monday there's a super match. You didn't see?
Vitaly and
Yeah, and Sulut from Greenland.
Sulut. Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah.
should
No,
just
Vitaly told me about it. We were talking about the strategy a little bit.
okay. So is it secret
Yeah, it's a
or
pretty good match. No, no, we can talk about it.
wait, let me see here. Let me just put the this is good, right? Or maybe I can even
Yeah, so two big boys. It's gonna be
yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah, true. Because also remember Sulut beat Torstein, right? So so
And when he also last time he came to Copenhagen, he did very well. I was struggling.
mm-hmm.
So and not, but maybe it's just nice to see Vitaly compete
Yeah, I wanted to see him
at
compete for
anything,
so
right?
long.
Because
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
guy who is just that good, but
And,
never competes.
and he's strong. Like he's I mean you can
Yeah.
just look at him right and tell that
No, no, he's very good, and he's a bit
yeah,
more consistent lately, so he's in
yeah,
good shape.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think
Who do
what
you
do you
think
think?
is gonna win?
I feel like Vitaly should win. I feel like he should. Like I just think also I don't know, I'm not sure how many people that Sulut really has to train, to train with to get
Hmm.
stronger in Greenland. So I feel like
Yeah, so that's a
Vitaly,
big advantage for Vitaly.
Vitaly has you, he has Tobias, he has, like Daniel, Jeppe, whatever, way more guys to train with, maybe more hands to try. I don't think Sulut is very tricky. I feel like he's probably pretty simple, right? So
But also, Sulut seems quite motivated still. He keeps coming, visiting the club from time to time, and keeps coming to the
yeah.
competitions.
And Tobias said that some Greens had been messaging him and saying that Suda is really strong right now. So, but of course, what can
Right.
you take from that? So yeah,
So I'm actually going with Sulut here
you're going with
because
Sulut.
uh, because I
Hmm.
did feel Sulut. When did I feel him? When was he here?
He was here before the Danish Championship, I think. Even so, some time ago, like maybe February or something.
Was he not here during summer at some point?
Mm, yeah,
I feel
maybe he
like
was.
I
Maybe
felt
he
him quite
was.
recently.
Yeah, it could be also that he went here later, but
But
um,
anyway, so I feel like if he's fresh and everything is good, he has a pretty good chance.
yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, but like um, yeah, I guess. I mean, he's good.
And of course, I don't want to go against Italy, but I'm just trying to make a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
guess here.
sure. Yeah, there's no like. Of course, if you feel like Sult will win, why would you say you would still be happy if Italy wins, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, so
okay.
if I had to guess, I'm guessing Sulut.
I kind of even almost uh the reason why, like, cause Stefan from Juland, the guy, some guy from
Uh,
Juland, he asked me like, cause he did some video when they're at the summer house where they
oh yeah,
had some soup matches, and he asked me like apparently Sul had wrote to him after he posted that video where he was
He would
like
like to come.
yeah, where he was like, who can I fight? And then I think Stefan wrote to me and he was like, do you guys have any people in CAC? And I was thinking like, so Tobias probably beats him, so someone a little bit less strong than Tobias. And then I was like,
No, Tobias is also good for him.
no, I think Tobias will beat him. Like
But
he already beat him in Danish Championship, and they were training sometimes. And Tobias was kind of,
but Tobias was only training with him when he was also already tired after me. I feel like.
but he beat him also in the championship. So
But that was just fouls. The
no, it
match
was
didn't really
slip in.
happen.
It was slip in losing position.
So what is it like in arm wrestling? You know, it happens all the time.
There's no way you think he would beat Tobias, man. You're crazy, crazy.
No, that I'm telling you, there is a chance.
No, I don't think so.
I felt him super fresh.
Okay. Yeah, but even then, it's a super match, so he will fade probably. But anyway, so I was just
Maybe.
thinking. So who should be a little bit under Tobias? I feel like the only guys we could throw in there would be maybe Vitaly or maybe Kim. I also mentioned Kim.
Mhm.
But yeah, so
So
I think
Vitaly is actually perfect here, right?
yeah, I think Vitaly would be is interesting. So gonna be fun to see.
And of
To
course,
see
they
him
both
compete.
have positions where one of them would dominate very
And I
easily.
and I didn't even think Vitaly would say yes. I was like, because like he's just been walking around saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm not gonna compete. I'm just gonna train for half a year or something." And but
It was funny how worried he was last Monday. He was like, "Oh, what do I do? How much do I rest?
right,
Should I start training more?"
it's good, right? Maybe he will get. Maybe even would be good if he loses, so he will get maybe a little bit motivated or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? I don't know. Still hope he wins, but yeah. So I just wanted to mention this because I feel like it's fun to just comment on real quick.
So Brad was asking if there are
Yeah.
any big pay-per-view events this weekend,
This weekend? Not just next one, right? Just the next one.
or yeah, any next one. Yeah, I think he said also anything going this weekend,
Ah, okay. Well, this weekend, is there anything?
or
I
like so. Which one is the next event?
I seen that there was some stuff going on in Asia. The something UAC or something where I think Schoolboy is competing, but I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
sure. I feel like it's in the middle of October or something. So maybe that's the next thing, but it's not really that big, right? So next big thing is probably like East versus West in 5 weeks.
yeah.
So
Did you
that's
watch Arm Gods?
no. I saw that. What is the guy? The guy who Tobias also fought with in Wars. What was the name? The big British guy. The big, very white.
Um,
He beat the at least that guy. He beat the tall Canadian.
okay, so
Uh, uh,
James
uh, he-
Wall. James
yes,
Wall.
yeah. James Wall beat Alan Ford. Yeah, like 6-0 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you?
James Wall is really like he's getting up there, right? Like seems like,
Yeah, no, James Wall is good. Yeah.
and he was also fighting at that Bulgarian thing where he also looked quite good. So the guy is really, I think, must be even
Yeah,
one of
he
the
has
best.
this short stature, but and he gets people into his position, and that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
he must be even probably the best British guy, right? Like, I mean, I guess there's Kyle Hutchinson, but he's Irish, right? Or something.
Well, I think Tom Holland maybe is still.
You think Tom Holland is better? I guess maybe.
I think last time they met, Tom Holland still won.
So yeah, yeah. I would like to see Tom compete in some tournament. Like, I know he's
The
always in
bigger,
Arm
yeah,
Wars.
right.
Yeah, but would be fun to see him compete with some of the.
No, true. That will be really fun. Mhm.
Right? Like maybe if he went to WAF or
We
something,
haven't
like
seen him for quite a while. Then.
yeah, and he's a little bit bigger now. He would probably
Mhm.
go 85, right? So the 85 is not
Probably.
so stacked, so maybe he could even do quite good there even.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this Arm Gods event somehow seems like I keep seeing some good positive responses about it, even if I didn't watch it myself. But so
Yeah.
maybe that's something
I just feel like
which
there's
we
a lot
should.
of names who we don't really know, right? But maybe it's. I mean, of
What
course, there
about
needs
this?
to be.
John Terry was fighting another guy from UK, right?
Really?
At least
Mm.
originally they had to fight, and then not sure if it happened or not.
Oh, well,
But okay, let's
also.
maybe. I
Oh,
just
did
wanted to
you?
mention that event. That
Yeah, yeah. Did you see Larry versus Leonidas?
yeah, saw that.
I didn't watch it live,
Um,
but I just saw it like maybe 2 hours after or something. It
Me
was
too. Yeah.
free. It was free, so it was on YouTube
Mhm.
free. So that was quite nice.
So what did you think?
And it looks like uh yeah, the United looked pretty strong. Right? I thought that Larry would
Were
beat
you
him.
surprised at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I feel like Larry was looking quite good, but I feel like he was kind of just running into Leonidas' arm. He was kind of not going around him, right?
It was a bit somehow it looked a bit strange because Larry
Yeah,
also has a good left.
yeah,
So somehow it seemed a little bit too easy.
right. Yeah, and I'm
Mm.
not sure. Of course, I've seen some videos of Leonidas training with Hermes and stuff, but I'm not sure how much. Oh, of course, okay, maybe Leonidas has been arm wrestling for some time because also he was doing some arm wrestling in Dubai some years ago. So maybe he has been
But
doing it for a while.
it seemed like they could be a very equal match.
Right.
But somehow
Maybe,
at the end, maybe Larry had some problems. I don't know. It felt like he
yeah. I feel like maybe it was a little bit technical because I feel like he was kind of running into him rather than
feels
like,
like Larry was surging, maybe being offensive, and since he
yeah,
was not strong enough, then his whole game just crumbled
yeah,
after Leonidas stopped him.
yeah. That's kind of what it looked like. Like he was not going for some position. He was kind of going for the pin, and it was not really enough. But yeah, so I'm not sure what to
So
take from these matches, right? Like these
there's one
guys
thing
are
I
like,
want to say. Yeah, one thing
yeah,
I want to
so
say. Um, Now when I'm coaching a couple of people also, in many cases, one of the first things I notice is that they are always super offensive, never really able to come back to defensive positions.
yeah,
Because like in the top roll, yes, you are top rolling, but if it doesn't go well, you can always just like
lean back,
follow
yeah,
the guy through the full range and defend. Same also in the hook, offensive hook, and you go back
yeah,
completely defensive. Also press, offensive. You can also just go back completely and try to stop it at the pad. So I feel like people should
yeah.
learn to
But
be defensive as well, and that would maybe help them so much.
yeah, I feel like that kind of comes from pulling on the table a bit more, like because I feel
Probably,
like I'm probably a little bit too defensive, maybe. I kind of don't have some quick
but it's probably
movement.
better to be too defensive instead of overly offensive.
Yeah, but I feel like also when you're a lot defensive, or maybe not, maybe it's not even defensive, maybe I'm just not quick enough, but I feel like I always maybe don't get a too good position out to start sometimes.
Yeah. So you are not necessarily defensive in a good position. You
Yeah,
are just
yeah,
slow and in a bad position, and
yeah,
not. Yeah. So
yeah. I
that's
feel
not
like
really
maybe,
defensive anymore if you are in a
right.
terrible position.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of just need to pull a lot in the position you want to get to, and you will get there more often in your matches because your brain will just snap. Because you kind of, at least when you're not too experienced, you kind of forget what to do when you go to the table, right? And you kind of go a little bit animal brain and do whatever you've been doing for a long time. So if you train some motion a lot, then you will most likely go to that motion when they say go, right?
And yeah, so here with Larry and Leonidas, maybe that's what happened, and also with many other guys. Like I just feel like they are setting up a little bit too low. They are ready to go sideways, but there's almost no way for them to just bring the shoulder back anymore because they are just already sitting down too low, not on top of the table.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not sure if I
and
remember
then
the match
in
too.
those cases, we can maybe take a quick look at one of the rounds.
Yeah, sure. Because I feel like this almost. Now I didn't look at the match too much, but I feel like it almost kind of looked like me versus Martin. I also kind of did the same thing, just running sideways, and then ended up not pinning and got beat after. So
Uh,
yeah,
Okay, let me see if I can find it or not.
Yeah, but there was not really anything else.
I remember the video was somewhere.
It was some, I think ESN. I think doesn't it come up if you just search for?
Okay, I think I found something.
Mm,
Let me hear it.
I found something with you.
I think I found something. I'm not sure if it's the original video, but can you
Yeah.
see it?
Oh yeah, this is the same one I think I found. Yeah.
Let me just start at the beginning. Okay, so we apply the strap. This is probably the first round.
Setup looks okay, right? Like doesn't look
But you
bad.
see, also Larry is leaving his arm a little bit behind. Okay, maybe not.
Looks quite okay. Looks quite
But still
okay.
a little bit quite open to me. Just the positioning, the elbow is a little bit out, not inside his body.
Okay, maybe it doesn't look.
And now you see, instead of coming back properly, when he cannot maintain a good attacking position, I think the elbow should be more inside the body.
Mm,
So you see, boom,
yeah, he's kind of
here.
already outside.
So this is very open, right? Like,
But he's also
you're not-
he's also getting cupped, right? Like he's not keeping his pronation.
so if his body was a bit here,
It was easier to keep it, yeah.
it was easier to maintain pronation also, because now you see pronation was attacked and he just
Yeah,
lost it immediately.
yeah.
So that must feel very bad for him already. He's basically hanging so much on the muscle. Yeah.
Mm,
And yeah, also you see there's no real defense, right? Because he's losing.
yeah.
He's choosing to lose the match like here while he is still kind of on top.
Also, he kind of lost everything, right? He lost the wrist, he lost
Yeah.
pronation, he lost center also, and he's still kind of moving sideways, right? He's not moving with
Yeah,
the
still
opponent.
staying. The body is in the center as if he was in a
Yeah,
perfect
on the winning
position.
side, right? Yeah, as if you
Yeah.
was on the winning side, yeah. But I think maybe look at the other rounds also. I think this was the
Okay.
first round, right?
Yeah.
Also quite funny that during the fight in shirtless, right? For the what happened? I
Maybe
think
that one
they.
round I think was no strap.
I think they didn't have straps on. Yeah.
And no straps here either, right? But they will slip, right? Or
No,
no,
no.
not. But yes, you see, it just looks. You know what happens also
You got
when
you
you
got a
fight
bit
it.
you got a bit offensive at the start there, a little bit, but maybe Leonidas was holding him a bit.
Okay, so I will just stop sharing it. Um, so I think he opened up a bit more. Yeah, he was not defensive enough. And then what happens is that you can easily just stretch some muscle because it's not an efficient position, not a good position. And maybe that's why round 2 and 3 looked just terrible. I feel like he was probably injured a little bit.
Yeah, but at least like also the first round kind of looked like Leonidas had all the key strengths like covered, like the whole hand was covered, sideways was covered. Like then there's not really too many options, right? Almost the only thing you can do is flop then, and I don't think Larry's been.
But I feel like there's still much more game to play because
Even if you get your hand taken and your pronation taken and
yes, just because you can move
oh,
the
right,
match without
yeah,
really losing anything, you can move the match. Okay, you cannot.
yeah,
Let's say you're too weak into fight in the center. You can still move the match into a defensive position, and then
yeah,
suddenly it's so much more difficult for the other guy to finish you.
or to take the hand or something, yeah.
Yeah, so there's no need for you to just fight here and okay, you lost and you immediately give up.
Right.
You should be trying to follow it until the pad
Like
because
when we train, right? And you just follow me to the instead of dragging back. Fucking
right. And also, so for example, when I beat people, who are bigger than me. Normally, I just beat them because I am being annoying and defensive and dragging back, and it's difficult for them to finish. For example, even Vitaly, I just apply the back pressure and so on, and maybe I cannot finish him right off the go, but he cannot finish me.
Yeah,
If I wouldn't do it, then I would lose very easily against the
yeah.
bigger
But also
guys.
your rotation is just really good. So I think that's also one of the key things. That's for sure. Like
No, of course
you
you need it.
you
You
because you
need it.
can't sit here if you try to sit in that position and you don't have good rotation, you will sit with your arm like this, right? And then what's it worth? Like you're just in a holding with your biceps in a worse position, right?
But even the hook, you can go defensive. You
Oh, I
can
thought that
go.
you can.
I thought, yes, you can.
You can.
Yes, you can.
Mm,
I know what
but
you're referring to, but
but you would rather be in offensive, right? It's just shit to
right.
be in in defensive.
Yeah, hook
So
is
you really
mostly.
so this defensive thing you kind of need some rotation, right? It's very important, like strong rotation.
But sometimes in the hook, for example, you can just ignore your pronation completely, just supinate as much as you can, and
Yeah,
then
but you need to take center then, right? You will
a
try
bit
to
of
focus on
center. Yes, is
center.
good because you will be maybe
You
if
don't
you
want
don't.
you don't want to supinate and
Yeah,
then go this way, right? Like you're just asking to get
yeah,
your bicep
you would
opened
be
up.
over supinated, I guess, if you do that.
Yeah, like you're just giving the guy all the advantages. Like to supinate, you're gonna try to take the center. But yeah.
Somebody's saying by way that Engin is probably on his live stream talking
Oh
to
yeah.
Eglin.
I think she's gonna fight Sarah,
Yeah.
right?
So I wrote Egle a couple of days ago. I asked if she's fine, if she's training hard, and seemed like she was okay.
Okay,
So
okay
I
is not
hope.
what's okay? Like okay
No,
doesn't
she
seem
just
like
said that she kept training for whole summer, so meaning that she did spend okay time.
mm,
So I would expect to see her in a proper shape
right. I feel like she's
because
the
I don't
type
think
to
she
have
was
good
in a
hands,
good
right?
shape last time when she met Gabriela.
Mm. Yeah, she lost 3-0 on both hands, right, or something.
Gabriela?
Yeah, was
Or
it
maybe one
3-1?
hand. Maybe we only did one hand. I don't
I
remember.
think they did both.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
but yeah,
But yeah, Agla somehow didn't look like she normally looks on
I
the
think
day.
people were saying she was smaller than usual, right?
Yeah, she was way smaller, and I think that she also maybe didn't practice as much. So yeah,
Mm,
I hope that this time we will see a better match from Agla.
right. She's fighting Sarah, right? That's the match.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
and
So
hope to be back maybe in January. Let's see.
yeah, unfortunately not
Yeah,
November.
yeah. If
So
Makarov didn't cancel, it would be a fun match with Makarov.
yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate.
But okay, it is what it is.
So it's probably Daniel in January then,
Who knows? Maybe.
right? Or maybe Makarov. You think you'll be ready by then?
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
I cannot predict it.
No, no, no. Okay, sure, cool.
But okay, so can I ask you a different question, Marius?
Sure.
Since you are now training for a while, and I'm sure you are watching other people train, and we do a short break, I guess. Let's just wait for Marius. I'm sure he will be back in a minute. By the way, guys, if you would like us to talk about something specific, just write a comment in the chat and we will discuss it.
All right. So what were you saying?
So I was trying to ask you, yeah. So since you are training already for quite a while, and you are, I'm sure you are building your own program based on what you think is more effective. because we keep seeing different ways of training.
Yeah, there's like a million training
Yeah, so it's a bit difficult to
systems,
decide
whatever.
maybe what is. But also, whenever you look at the people who are winning, you can probably follow it back to how they train, and maybe that's how you. I guess that's the way to make your decisions, right?
Based on performances.
Yeah. So basically, okay, maybe.
But also people
Okay,
are
so
different, right? There's some people are built different, so I feel like it's very
true,
difficult
true. So,
to
but
fit.
okay, so it's maybe two-part question.
Mm,
First of all, like, how do you try to decide on what is effective and how you should train?
yeah,
And the question number two is, what did you choose as your training method?
yeah. So this is kind of like the most annoying part I think about arm wrestling for me. I did like a little bit of. I feel like I think I trained in the gym for like 2 years or something, 2.5 years before I started arm wrestling. And I remember when I started training in the gym, there were like some really established, like systems, like the push pull legs, right? Like you train pushing exercises one day, you train pulling exercise another day, and one day
Okay.
legs, and then you can do it again or something. And I was like, okay, this is super simple to follow. Like, and now with arm wrestling, I feel like okay, I picked up the I think kind of maybe it was from you probably that like training arm wrestling at the club twice a week was really good. So I've kind of been doing that for almost 3 years now. But in terms of like training outside of that, so far it's so difficult. Like I'm still kind of clueless like when it comes to that part.
So did you look it up on the internet somewhere? Maybe people are doing some kind of exercises or something on the table, or
Of course, I've looked at stuff, but I feel like it's hard to really know what to do when, and in terms of course also it's not most people that post their exercises on YouTube, they don't do that much table time. And the ones who
right?
like maybe say like maybe some Bulgarians like Krasi who do a lot of table time also, they don't post like what they do when or how, like
Hmm.
they just post maybe a lift of them doing like some stupid weight or something, and then what can I can't really take anything away from that, right? Like it's just some lift. So yeah, this is the way. Like the last half year, I haven't been doing like any weights. I've just been arm wrestling because it's yeah. I feel like I haven't really been able. I did because last year there was Nordic Championship, and I hadn't been doing any like training. And then I did talk to some Swedish guy, and he did send me some exercises and stuff. But it was so I did do that for like 4 months until the Danish Championship, and then I kind of stopped doing it, I think.
How is your pull-up program
I
going?
I stopped doing it completely. Yeah, I didn't
Why
do
did
it
you
at all.
stop?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe I should start doing it again, but I don't know.
Hmm.
Because I feel like it's maybe not. I feel like maybe I wanted to do, but then I've been doing nothing, so it's kind of stupid, right? But also, I feel like it's nice to be fresh for the arm wrestling training. So
Right.
I feel like also that's very good. I feel like because that's like my main, arm wrestling. That's where I get the power from. So I feel like if I expend my arms doing pull-ups the day before, I will maybe
Yeah,
not
that
be
would
able.
not be a good idea.
I
No.
will
Hmm.
maybe not be able to activate my hand as much, and then I will maybe be losing more doing pull-ups. So that was maybe my thoughts, but still, I feel like now I will try to do some kind of exercises a bit more, but I'm still not sure. Like, uh, yeah, this is really the
So
like.
are you maybe looking at some of the famous athletes, successful athletes, and maybe you're saying that okay, I like that guy and his style. Maybe I will do
Mm,
something similar.
I
Or
mean, I feel like a lot of people seems to be starting doing the Devon training, right? Like the maximum rise, maximum pronation, but I don't know. To me, it just doesn't really
I would
like.
say that Devon training is more just 100% table time.
No, he
Like,
does like
no,
he's
I know,
pretty vocal
but
about doing like the list like 40 times a day or something like between 20 and 40 times a day, just max effort.
Mhm.
And so I'm thinking like, like at least I don't think I can do that every day. And table training, I feel like that would hurt too much. Um, so that just doesn't really, and also I feel like at least for me, I need some kind of structure. Like just doing things based off like feeling is kind of a bit, because I feel
So
like
seems
maybe you could do that if you're really experienced, but when you don't really know exactly what to do, then you can't just go off a feel like, oh, I feel like I need to train my wrist today. I feel like for me it would be really nice, and maybe I just need to make one myself, like to have like some program where I know, okay, I need to do this many times on this day, and
yeah, I
it's
guess you should simply start compiling like a program for yourself
I feel like I
made
probably
out of
should.
pieces
Yeah,
which you like to do, exercises which you like to do.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess also seems like you are still a bit lost, right?
I'm quite lost, I think, at least in the weight training. I feel like my table practice, I feel like I get quite a good, because I feel quite good right now, but
Yeah, so
but
luckily you still have a table practice,
yeah,
and that'll probably big enough for sorry, that will be good enough for a while, and during that time you can maybe find out what exactly do you want to do in the gym, right?
mm,
So meaning table time is like a safe option. If you are confused, just do the
yeah,
table time.
yeah, true. That's also what I was just thinking, like, because also I was debating with myself, should I maybe skip Thursday training and then go do some like wrist curl or whatever, some stuff, right? And
Uh-huh.
I was because then I could probably do a little bit more. I could probably still do it besides the table on Thursday, but I feel like I would be hurting a bit and stuff. So, but I was thinking, but it's so hard for me to give up the Thursday, and I'm like, yeah, like, is it really gonna help that much? Is it? It's kind of maybe a little bit more safe to just keep arm wrestling on Thursday. It's also more fun, so I'm probably gonna be more likely to stick to it, right? So that's also
So
one
that's for sure a
component.
safe option. Yeah, that's a safe option.
Yeah,
You cannot lose by just arm wrestling twice a week.
yeah. So yeah, that's also. I was like,
Maybe on top of that, I would simply the next step I would start doing something which keeps you healthy, because if you just do something super specific, suddenly you maybe risk injuries if you just keep repeating the same very tight moves, no full
yeah,
range. So maybe I
yeah.
would start adding healthy full range exercises,
hmm Yeah, my left
and
wrist has been
then
shit for like the last couple, maybe 2 months or
sorry,
something.
say it again.
My left
What
wrist
what's
has been my left wrist
uh-huh.
has been feeling really shit. Like, not sure if people are getting stronger or something, but it feels like
So
there's
yeah,
something.
you might need to start thinking about some just healthy movements for the wrist also.
Yeah, it feels quite tense. Like, I feel like I almost can feel like the tendon kind of strung out a bit compared to, at least
Hmm.
compared when I like kind of touch the right hand. I kind of just feel the muscle, and the left hand I kind of feel like a little bit of like you know like a wire or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
inside. Yeah. So maybe there's something. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Let me answer this question from Eric. So if you want to go up in the rankings, for example, how do you make sure you're getting ahead over time? If you pull the same as all the other people in your club or your opponents, do you still progress? So in my case, at least, um, I feel like I progress more than other people just because I have a better diet. That's how I feel about it.
Hmm.
Um,
I also feel like I've been progressing good, but I feel like it's just consistency. I feel like I don't miss any
you
training.
were, yeah, you
Yeah.
were more consistent than anyone
Yeah.
else, right?
Yeah. I think so.
So same here, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my early days. I would also so super consistent, showing up every single week,
Right.
multiple times. Where our guys would maybe keep taking like a month off for
Yeah.
one reason or another.
I always hear
Yeah,
this like, oh, I feel a bit bad. I think I will need to take like 2 weeks break, and I'm like, it's not gonna get better from some break. Like, I think it's just
yeah,
gonna
no,
you're
you
just
need it.
gonna get further behind. Like, at least that's my.
So yeah, the consistency. That's a very good point because anytime you take any short break, suddenly you are kind of falling back a bit. So if you want to always go up, you have to really maintain that consistency.
Yeah.
But also, so another factor is the diet again, where I feel like
But this guy was asking if you can pull the same people and still progress. I feel like you can, right?
so basically you can all progress together also, right?
Yeah. Your
Right,
teammates
that's
will get stronger.
yeah, you don't
Maybe you
necessarily need to, yeah, you don't
yeah,
necessarily need to get stronger than your teammates. You can just in general get stronger, right?
right. Yeah, so maybe you won't feel too much stronger on the table, but you will be
Yeah, but
stronger
you
when
are
you go
getting,
to
yeah.
some tournament or something. You will feel, or if you feel some guys who don't come as often as you will feel the difference, right? You will if maybe if you were pulling with someone stronger at some point, they will feel less dominant, right? And you will kind of feel like, okay, something is
But
working,
you
right?
see, like, yeah, so consistency and training in the club and everything else, that's something which many of the guys can do, and the best athletes will do that. People who want to get up in the ranking. So, for
Mhm.
example, um, you are training, your teammates are training, you are all growing together. That's very cool and nice, right? But maybe to me, the more interesting question is, how do you grow faster than somebody who is doing almost the same thing?
It's actually same, yeah,
So that's why maybe I mentioned the diet, because I
yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like that's a
But
big factor.
I feel like it must be some training that's the most important thing. Because the other guy, what say the other guy also does the same, good has a good diet. What then?
But having a good diet is not so simple. Like, I'm always saying that arm wrestling is just the diet sport. Whoever has the best diet is gonna win. That's
I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like that's bullshit.
But so that's how, and I can explain why. But that's how I look at the sport, and that's why I'm saying, just I'm basically a perfect dietitian just because I'm a world champion in arm wrestling. That automatically makes me a good dietitian. So okay, the explanation. Um, Imagine if your diet, whatever it is, let's say it's something which is legal and not steroids, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
let's make an assumption that our diet can only be something which is legal. So if your diet can be so good that somehow it puts your body in a state which is very close to you being on steroids, somehow, meaning that the muscle is just growing, everything is growing, tendons, joints, everything feel good, uh, then you can be sure that you will progress pretty well, right? I
Probably.
mean, imagine being on steroids.
But you need
For
to
sure.
you need to do the correct training as well. I mean, like, I feel like that's
Well, that's the thing. Not really.
you can't really just take some guy who eats carnivore and then he will be good at arm wrestling. Like,
Right, but you just okay. How do I explain it? Imagine some guy who is maybe not that great in arm wrestling training, doesn't really know any specific exercise, but just put someone on steroids and make him arm wrestle twice a week.
okay,
Trust me,
yeah,
they will progress fast.
yeah, yeah. I think so. You're right.
If you don't put them on steroids, put them on the table, there is a chance that the diet is bad and they will not progress at all. Just get injured and some pain, some inflammation. So many things
Mm,
can go wrong if your diet is just a little bit bad at healing you.
mm,
So, like, the diet and healing and recovery is just so important, I feel like, because the more close to you can get to the state of almost being on steroids, the better you will maintain your progress and healing and everything else.
yeah, yeah.
Not
That
sure
makes
if it's
sense.
clear, but
No, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. But
because do you agree with me that it's maybe difficult to find the diet which works almost as good as steroids? It is difficult, right?
I mean, I don't think you can get a diet that works as good as steroids. I feel like there's a reason why it's prohibited, right?
Right. But you can also agree that there is a range you can get closer to it. You can be very far away from
I
it.
feel like there's probably just like a less optimized diet, and then there's a better optimized diet, but you won't. I don't think you will get some steroid effect from eating like a specific way.
But I feel like that's what diet can do. Like correct diet can really fix everything in a very good way, and you will be in a growing stage, recovery, and everything would be much better.
Mm.
So I don't know, maybe
But
I'm bad at explaining, but
no, but that makes sense. But I feel like it doesn't work unless you don't know how to train. Like, say, all right, you say you put the guy doing table practice. Maybe yeah, maybe that's good. But if you have some guy who's doing the best exercises on the side as well, I feel like that guy will be better. Like
to
you see, you
me,
have you
the
have
problem, you see what one more other thing.
yeah
It might seem like the diet is not so important for the guys who are just starting, let's say first 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you hit your peak. Like,
yeah. I
because
feel like you
after
just
some
need
time you will reach some plateau where naturally the body feels like, okay, this is, but they cannot really push anymore, or maybe it's difficult to get any
yeah.
stronger.
Mm.
So maybe that's why I'm thinking even more about the diet, because I'm not in the mode, I'm not in the mode anymore where, yes, everyone can get stronger by just training and eating and
Yeah, you're
spending some
probably at
time.
your peak strength, right?
Yeah, so I'm already at that stage where I must optimize things, because if I don't improve anymore.
Right. But I'm saying like, okay, maybe in the case there, maybe when you get to that point, the diet is pretty good, but most people are
But
not there,
also,
right?
when we talk about the ranks, let's say, we talk about people who go to worlds, we talk about people who go to these East versus West super matches and so on.
Mm.
So these people, um, if you want to get good and if you want to get noticed, then I guess you must reach that stage.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's not even that interesting to talk about the first 2 years. Everyone can easily get stronger. It's not a difficult thing to achieve. You just keep training a bit
I
of
think that
exercise.
depends. I think it depends. Like it's not the same for everyone. You see a lot of guys who train for 4 years, 5 years, or then they don't get too far.
I don't see anyone who train and don't get stronger.
Yeah, but
I
you
feel like
see,
everyone gets a lot stronger.
no, but yes, so I don't think that's the case. I feel like you need some good system. That's the problem. Like you need to know how to train, bro. Like say maybe doing 2 times table practices,
Yeah.
maybe a good system, but it maybe there's other systems, but you need some kind of system, and you need someone to you need at least to
So let's
know
say
what to do.
table practice once a week, everyone will get stronger a lot. Like, just
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, true.
So
But
it's
you
not
need to
that
stay
difficult.
consistent. If you're consistent, sure.
So I guess everyone will be
But is that
consistent. I don't know.
optimal?
I
But
feel
is
like
that
it's such an
optimal?
easy
That's not optimal, right? Just like
once a week.
no, yeah. If you just do table practice once a week, if you have some other guy who's doing exactly
Initially,
the same.
maybe it is quite optimal. Like
Mm,
first 2 years, maybe I would just do table practice, nothing else, just to understand the technical thing, and then you
yeah,
can go to the gym
yeah. I think you're probably right.
when you are smarter already, and you say, okay, this is what I need to get stronger at.
Yeah, but then maybe say after 2 years, now you need to add something on top, right? And if you have two guys who are doing the exactly same thing, but one guy has some good exercise on top, quite obviously the guy who's doing the extra stuff probably
The
will
thing
go
is
far.
that no matter how good your exercise is, at the end the bottleneck will be your diet.
Mm,
Because suddenly, let's say you have an amazing exercise and an amazing program, you just cannot push more because you are not recovering enough.
yeah,
And
but I feel like I will not get to that problem if I don't have the right stuff beforehand. I don't know what to do before. So maybe, of course, uh, if you have but say if you have both the diet, you have the exercises, then you're set, right? You have both.
yeah,
That's
diet, exercise, but you're
yeah,
set. And
yeah,
then you just need time. That's it.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like, but I think maybe they are both important, but I feel like I feel like you would get far further with the right exercises and a little bit not a shit diet, but a little bit less good diet, and and some guy who's not doing a good system or whatever, and eating whatever.
And I feel the opposite because I feel that the guy who knows the better diet, he has a higher chance to become a world champion because exercise is maybe not that difficult to figure out. He will, he will have energy. He will be fresh. He will find a way to spend that energy. As long as he's consistent, I'm more confident in him becoming a world champion. Where if someone is very talented in finding smart exercises, but maybe not so good in the diet, I can be very, very sure that he will never become a world champion. If his diet just a bit shit, he will
Yeah.
never ever become a world champion.
Yeah.
So that's why when I look, almost the first thing I look at is the diet okay, and then we can work on the progress.
Right.
Because also imagine if your diet is shit, you are almost wasting your time a little bit of exercise also. Like you are too slow. You're maybe improving, but you couldn't be improving much faster.
Yeah. But you see, you said the exercise part is easy. I feel like it's very difficult to know what to do. At least, like.
Well, worst case scenario, just table time.
Yeah, but it's not the best case scenario. We want to do the best case scenario, right? Like you're not gonna.
It's very close to the best, anyways. Very close.
You don't think so? You don't
Even
think...
I feel like didn't even Devon like mention at some point that by just doing table time, you are probably at 95% or 90% at what?
Maybe he's saying that, but he's doing 1,000 rising and pronation lifts every day. So what? You can say that, but he's doing all these lifts like for forever, right? And he always posts about lifts and everything. So I
But
don't
his
think...
lifts are, by the way, very similar to arm wrestling, right?
Yeah, true.
I would say that he would probably even be better if he included more full range healthy stuff. Because okay, sometimes you don't have a partner and maybe it's difficult to find some table time. You just replicate it with some weights and rubber bands, maybe.
Yeah, but we don't have that problem.
Yeah, we don't.
So I don't know.
Yeah, somebody's saying that. Okay, wait a second. Did I answer this question? If you.
Yeah, but so I think the conclusion is yes, right? You can get stronger if you pull the same people because...
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah,
because they will get stronger too, and then
yeah. Because look, I'm pulling you, Marius, every week, and even if you are not strong at all, I'm still
you
still
feel
useful for
weaker
them.
each week. Like I definitely feel like
you feel like
it's working.
Do you feel like the gap between us is increasing?
No, I feel like it's getting closer.
No.
At least you're giving up more often. That must be something, right?
Maybe.
You cannot deny you're not giving up any more often. You for sure are.
No, you're getting better and better. Let me see this one. How did you figure out what changes to make throughout career? If before you were pulling twice a week, like Mars, and it was working, why did you try changing? And how did you check it if it was effective? Good question, right? Okay, let me just think a bit.
So you are pulling
because for sure I did make quite a few changes throughout career, right?
Yeah.
I was experimenting with diets, exercises, maybe techniques a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So to me, table time and being quite static, very early on, I noticed that staying like static on the table was something which is very powerful. Gave me so much power, good endurance. Okay, not so much explosiveness, but very early on, I noted that, okay, this makes me so powerful. And then maybe I come the next day and then I'm fresh. I grip off with people. Maybe if they are working on something more explosive, I feel like I'm so strong somehow in a static way. So I like that one a lot. And I guess I just always kept doing something which is quite static. And then maybe if I found problems like maybe I'm getting a little bit too stiff and locked up, maybe I'm getting some pains, then I would go back to more healthy stuff. I would add a bit more healthy stuff on top of that. So maybe full range pull-ups, triceps exercises, biceps, just some more full range stuff, more healthy natural movements. So those things I feel like fixed my injury problems, because suddenly the muscle feels great, joints are, you stretch the joints a little bit and then they feel better as well. The muscle also, you grow like smaller muscle, maybe you don't use it as much in arm wrestling, but somehow it makes you feel better. And then maybe at some point I noticed that I need to be more explosive off the go. So that's where I find some exercises which would, in my case, rubber bands and my special thing which I do. Those, so I found a way to become more explosive, and I really like my current thing which I do.
Yeah.
So and then if there's no more holes in the game, then I'm happy. I feel like I closed them all. Okay, maybe technically I have one more hole to fix, so I'm
The
working
press.
on it now as well. The
You need a press.
fighting
That's
against
for
the
sure.
pressing styles more.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
for
I'm
sure your
trying to fix
weakness.
that one. If I fix that one, then I feel like I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it. I feel like I have a good strategy.
Yeah. So I was thinking the same, like when you do something for a long time, you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't, right? And it's good to kind of like package this, right? So you know for the next generation what's good, what's not good, and then they will add on to that, and it will get even better. And that
Right.
way,
So
deciding on.
YouTube is good for this kind of stuff now, right?
Yeah, that's so.
You
But
can
there's so much
really
stuff. There's so much stuff, right? And so you probably need to filter it a bit, right? You need to look who's doing the best, and you need to
right.
maybe look at the guys who are the best, who are sharing their stuff, and then say, okay,
But like, I guess you can also always just look at your own game and see your own mistakes. Maybe it's difficult, but maybe some smarter person can try and give you some comments,
yeah.
and you
But the
just try to fix the.
competition will also kind of expose this, right? Like you go to competition, you
Yeah.
figure out, okay, I'm lacking a bit to wrist, or I'm lacking a bit here. Okay,
So
this was
going to competitions, of course, that's a big way to
yeah,
check yourself. Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
almost the best, right? Because you for sure find out what's not so good and what's
Yeah.
good, right? And then you know, okay, I need to focus or do something about this, and then next time you come back and you fixed it a bit, but then there's something else. So yeah, competition is important.
Yeah, I remember my first European championships as a junior. On the right hand, I was number 15,
Yeah,
and then little by little, I could see us like going up, 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 up.
yeah.
Took me a while to reach top 10. Top 6 also took me so long, because top 6 is already pretty good.
Mm.
And then top 3
But in the seniors, right? Because you were in
seniors, and
yeah, because you only pulled the juniors one time, right, or something.
probably just a few times, and not many.
Yeah,
But yeah, so competitions, they help
yeah,
to judge yourself.
yeah,
So Jacob is suggesting me to just go for the ultra bulk. If you
yeah.
eat it all, what can you miss? That's something which I also don't recommend. I don't recommend people getting fat, because that's how
Yeah,
you fuck up your metabolism, go up and down, and then you cannot come back anymore at some point.
um, and you will also just be against some guys who are more lean, more quality. Like,
Whenever you, and I'm not sure if it's true, but I was watching some video about being fat a little, and I think whenever you get a bit fat, you are building some kind of storage for the fat under your belly, right?
mm,
Uh, and if you do get lean, that's kind of storage, it gets empty. So you get leaner. But the
right,
storage things, they don't really go anywhere. Like, it's permanent. So
okay,
basically, whenever you later on eat something wrong, maybe eat something super sugary and or fatty at the same time, the storage will fill up so quickly, because you already have container, let's say,
Right.
and that's why it becomes so difficult to just maintain
Yeah.
your lean shape.
Also feel think it's like kids who are fat from young because whatever their parents are
Yeah,
feeding them. I think it's like 90% of them stay fat. Like, um, and
yeah. It
that could be
you
because of
can
habits or whatever, right? But I feel like there's a bunch of stuff there that's hard to get rid of once you're
and you
there.
might get rid of for a short period of time, but then you probably bounce back after you get tired of some strict diet.
Yeah, yeah, you can't.
I still believe that keto and carnivore can work very well even for these fatty kids. But yeah,
But general maybe also just yeah, it's hard when you get really fat to do exercise. It gets just more difficult.
yeah.
Everything
If you
is
go
more
back
difficult.
to keto and carnivore for just a second, that's also I
Mm.
think the only diet which keeps you super healthy and lean and full of nutrition
Mm.
while not feeling like a diet. If you know what you eat, like everything is super tasty, fatty, all the steaks, salmon, lamb, pork, chicken, all the fatty, chicken skin and everything just feels so tasty. So it's really nice. You don't need to you don't feel like you're starving.
Hungry?
Meanwhile, any other diet would make you starve a little bit and then you want to cheat.
I'm a little bit hungry right now, but maybe it's because it's dinner time almost.
Yeah,
But
I'm hungry as well.
yeah. So yeah,
Only high quality keto carne will work. Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of diets that work. Like,
No, only keto carnivore.
right, right. No, I think there's definitely plenty of diets that are good, but there's just some general concepts, right? Like, at least if you eat less than you expand, then you will
Yeah,
lose
but you
weight, right?
see, um, you cannot control your body and your hormones that easily. If you are doing something stupid, if you're playing with sugar, for example, you will not be able to control yourself. It
Oh yeah,
always wins.
yeah, because you get more hungry from sugar, right? That's so
Yeah,
maybe
you get
you.
more hungry, and then you must eat something. And then, meanwhile, keto and carnivore is just so natural. Um, it puts you in a state where you don't need to cheat. You feel full. You feel perfect. You don't crash at all. So there's no bad periods. You're just always on the line, always in a good shape.
Mm,
So meaning that diet is quite important. But you cannot force yourself. You cannot really think that I will be mentally super strong and I will force myself to stick to this diet. It
yeah.
will not happen. It's a
Okay,
mistake.
but so say take a club like the Kazakh, the Shadow club or whatever. You think
Yeah.
they're the best club because they have good dietitians?
Uh, well, all of the Eastern Europe and Kazakhstan, I'm sure, and Georgia, Armenia, all of these countries are really quite famous about still having good, healthy sources of food. Plenty of good meat, just grass-fed meat, not some shitty chicken which you can buy here in supermarkets. All of the food which they eat is so nutritious. And it's made in according to these all the traditional ways. So trust me, the diet like here and even back in Lithuania, when I was growing up in Lithuania, we have better food.
But
uh,
your national dish is potatoes.
I know, but people are somehow farming and we are getting more of the food from
Oh, it's just a cat.
yeah, getting more of the food from their own garden or some local farmer or so many of families in those countries are still just getting all of their food from their own
Right, 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 right. But
uh, farm.
you but okay, but so there's Armenian, there's a bunch of old Soviet countries who have this same diet, but there's so many coming out of Shutter, right? So it's not the diet, it's the training,
So
right?
So wait a second. Repeat the last sentence.
So
So many of them. What
so
happens?
why does so many like why does say Shadowrun, for example, why do they have so many champions?
So of course the training on top
Yeah,
of the good enough diet. Yeah.
yeah. So the training is probably the most important, right? Because
But you can see like also like Russians or Georgians or Turkish, all of these guys are doing extremely well. If you take even some guys from Scandinavian countries,
mhm.
they are so much behind. I feel like just because of the diet, and they do the same exercise. They keep watching the videos from Kazakhstan. They can easily copy the exercise,
Yeah, but
and
I don't think I don't think doing video, like watching some videos, is the same as having some guys who know exactly what to do to tell you what to do. It's not the same. Like you can watch some videos, but it's not the same as having like a. There's a reason,
it's
like there's a
so
reason why there's all.
you're trying to say that exercise is still
I mean, you look like
a big part of it.
all the strongmen come from Europe, right, and stuff like that. So
Juiced up strongman, you mean?
okay, sure, okay, but like all the other strongmen from the other countries are juiced as well, right? So
Um, yeah, of course. Like, but yeah, but strongmen are always big people who know how to eat, right?
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's the
So I get
training.
your point. You're saying that training is still very important, and I
Yeah,
agree, of course.
yeah.
But the training also just crumbles so quickly, or it's not effective as much if the diet is behind.
I feel like it's like the training society, or like how long uh how long has your area or your country or whatever, how long has it had like high level guys? I feel like that really affects the level, because the more high level guys you have, the more knowledge getting passed down, the more, and it trickles down, like it gets more and more. That's why you see like Russia and Georgia and Kazakhstan like always top three in big tournaments, or because
Well,
they have a
also
long history of arm wrestling, right? They have a long history of arm wrestling.
right, but it's I don't think it's a big factor because look, I'm coming out of almost nowhere.
True, and
Uh,
Latvia also has some
So
guys.
it's not that big of a factor. I think maybe the bigger factor is that we are living in these Western countries. Life is good. We have so many things to enjoy. Um, the guys in Kazakhstan, they don't really have much things to do. Like life is a bit tougher. Also, if you want to, they are. I feel like they are willing to commit much harder, training wise, and food is better. And
Which they also have the opportunity, right? They have some good guys who know, who can tell them what to do. So yes,
right.
maybe they're willing to do it, but they also have the opportunity, right? Because the community of arm wrestling there is so mature or whatever.
But also, it's not every city in Kazakhstan, right? It's just
No,
that one club.
right. I was just saying that Shadowrun club, because I know like Alishan doesn't train in that club, and he's also amazing, right? And Morozov doesn't either. Also some weight stuff, but you see that club produces like an
No, they
absurd
are just pushing hard. They have a good system. They are
yeah,
like financed enough, so
yeah. They
the
produce an
train is just rolling
absurd
in.
amount of champions. Like it's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
And all weight classes as well. It's not even just one weight class. It's like every weight class they have good guys. Yeah.
Just wanted to mention something here. This Brian guy is very smart. I like Brian. I like him a lot.
Necessary
So
for
he's saying
liver.
vegetables are necessary for liver detox and probiotics. Your liver will accumulate to. What I read from this sentence is that yeah, vegetables are good for cleaning up a little bit. They don't really give you any nutrition, but it's nice to wash your stomach out a little sometimes.
Mm. What about like
Mm.
What about like beans with? There's a bunch of proteins in, like, say, like black beans.
Don't be a soy boy.
Is it not true?
Beans is soy. Soy,
Soy, but it's protein.
yeah, but it lowers your testosterone, increases your estrogen.
Soy?
Mm-hmm.
Is there soy in beans? Black beans?
Bean, yeah,
Okay, and that lowers your testosterone.
Uh,
I mean, I have no idea. So
yeah,
okay, so maybe it's no good, I guess.
just give me a second. I'll try to. Yeah, but basically all the beans you are soy.
Mm.
So tofu is made out of beans.
Ah, okay, I see. But
So
yeah,
again, not recommended because it's a plant thing.
but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the training system is quite important. Like it's something that's
Maybe, or maybe intensity is quite important. Some people are maybe not going hard enough.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You need some system, right? Because if you put some
Oh yeah, for
15
sure,
year
for
old,
sure.
if you tell some 15-year-old to do something and it's a good system, the
Okay,
intensity will be good, right?
so of course I guess there are levels. Like maybe in my understanding, the system is so simple now that I don't think about it. But you're right. Maybe I have to notice that you can do it in a wrong way, and suddenly you are not even targeting your joints and tendons, just working on your muscle, and then it's useless for arm wrestling. Just doesn't you don't get any stronger. So you're right.
Yeah,
You can easily fuck it up.
yeah. That's why it's good to have a system, right? Like where you know what you need to do,
Yeah, yeah.
so there's no complications. Like you will for sure, if you follow this plan, you will get the right amount of stuff you need for
Meaning that you
performing this task.
would be able to damage the arms correctly, so we can
Yeah,
heal up stronger.
optimally,
Yeah.
you won't like maybe
Not too
say,
much, not too little. Mhm.
yeah, you won't just maybe you will be not training enough and you will be losing out on
Yeah, because especially in arm
gains.
wrestling, it's so common to. It's just difficult to replicate arm wrestling itself. So many people, I feel like they are maybe focused on the muscle too much, and they don't mm, really damage the tendons enough.
Right. I feel like there's some science about like what you're like usually like isometrics, like something about if you do some isometric, it actually kind of breaks down your tendons rather than your
More, uh-huh.
muscles. Yeah, yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
there's something like this, like like kind of in the exact same way that you break down muscles and rebuild them. I think it's kind of the exact same way it does it, but when you do hold something statically, it goes to the tendons. So I think there's definitely something with just doing arm wrestling where you sit in one position for a long time, you generate what you call like tendon power, but I'm not sure exactly how it works, right? Because the tendons are not really pulling anything, right? The muscle is kind of on the tendon and
yeah.
pulling on the tendon, but it's weird.
One more thing I remember now. Maybe it's good to mention that in order to target tendons and joints a bit more, it's good to do the movements which some bodybuilders would say are not good form. For example, if I do some pull-ups, I will not just do it. Maybe you were doing some pull-ups which are just perfect, nice
Full
form
range.
pull-ups, completely muscle work.
Yeah,
Where
well,
I remember during my teenage years, I would always really like keep jerking like crazy, like waving and.
mm,
mm, for example, also if you do biceps, you should not just do it like you should not just do it slowly, nice, perfect shape. You might really want to maybe
yeah,
have a yeah, when you
fire a
do
bit.
fire a bit and just involve the frame into the movement.
Yeah, I mean the reason I was doing it is because I was training to beat my dad's record, right? And I don't think we're gonna count like jerking pull-ups. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that was
So you should
specifically for
start counting them.
jerking pull-ups.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think my dad would count them. So if I feel like if you practice full range, you will be stronger at full range, right? And of course, that's not necessarily good for arm wrestling because you don't
but yeah, it's
care
not good
about
for anything.
you don't care about being strong out here. But
Yeah, and
um,
also you don't care as much about muscle. Mm.
yeah, yeah, but still doing jerking motion will still get you muscle, right? So
Yes, yes, but it's very easy to somehow stick to this bodybuilding type of training, and suddenly you forget the tendons, and it's bad.
But yeah, but you're doing bodybuilding training all the time, right?
Yes, but that's just for muscle health. It's just small part of my game.
Yeah, so million things, right? That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard
Yeah.
to.
Well, just three things actually: table time, bodybuilding, healthy, full range muscle health, and explosive rubber band. Just three things,
Hmm. No
and the
pull-ups.
diet. So four things,
Hmm.
and the sleep. So five things.
The more.
What else? Consistency. Six.
Ah. Yeah.
That's pretty
Okay.
much it.
So you really go hard for these rubber bands, right?
No, I like it. To me, it's perfect piece in
I feel like it's the
my
best
game.
thing you can like say if you should only do one thing
I,
for
c-
armwrestling.
I can no, I cannot replace that thing by anything else. That's the only thing I can, only way I
Okay.
can do it.
So if you had to say you had to do only one thing, only one kind of training for armwrestling, you think you would
No, then it's
choose?
table time.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. So rubber bands are not necessarily the most important thing. Or it's different. Maybe it's different when you're
But
asking
it
you to
would be
do one
annoying
thing.
to be very defensive and not explosive enough.
Yeah.
So it solves the problem basically. And it would also be annoying to get injured from time to time because of getting too specific.
Yeah.
And so yeah, three things,
All right.
all equally important, I guess.
Yeah. You can really just leave out some things.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, same like that. You cannot leave out the diet because the rest will not work.
Yeah. But still, you see some fat guys doing good. So what's with that?
Um. So
Yeah,
what
well,
do you mean doing
maybe it's
fat
more
guys
the
doing good?
maybe it's more the open classes.
Yeah, when did you ever see a fat guy doing good, doing well?
Can we? Do you think we can find any fat guys? Any strong
Because we
fat
are
guys?
talking about like WAP tournaments, right? That's how we
Yeah,
judge.
yeah, 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 yeah. In the open classes, there are some fat guys,
Right. But
but
then it's a
that's
different, yeah.
open. Yeah, it's
So
different. Yeah,
let's talk about some weight limitation.
yeah, yeah. Is there any fat guys? And I'm just trying.
Not really, no.
No.
They don't exist. Normally, that's what prevents them from being competitive.
Yeah. Well, this is a cool question. Yeah, you picked it up.
Yes, very, very beneficial. Um, is I would maybe I would not have a very wide stance, just a bit
More for the triceps.
tight, more for triceps. Yeah.
Mm.
So more like same muscles would activate like I was doing a dip.
Mm.
So perfect, very good exercise.
What do you think it helps with?
So yeah, elbow health, everything, just good balance between, because we are, maybe if you're pulling a lot, you need to push also.
Yeah.
If there's no balance, then you stop progressing also.
Yeah, I
For
think you need
example,
to
I
start.
remember I remember hitting a wall quite many times where I cannot improve my top roll anymore because my triceps is too weak and it cannot balance it out anymore. So,
Support it
and
with
when I
someone.
strengthen the triceps, suddenly the top roll keeps getting stronger.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Should
really
we
good.
wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess it's probably a good time to wrap it up. Is
Okay.
there anything interesting next week? Of course, there's that super match on.
Yeah, just regular training.
Yeah.
We stay
So
consistent.
so now you have no matches before January or something potentially, right?
Maybe something in December. Let's see. Still
In
not clear.
December. So you might not be going to Juska, I guess.
If I can, I would go.
Yeah, but if you have something in December, it's probably
Is it also in December? All right. Okay. So then maybe I would
yeah.
go.
I think it's like start December. Yeah.
Um, I wanted to say something. Just give me a second. What was I thinking about? Yeah, competition, no competition. I just wanted to say that my current training is once a week on Monday arm wrestling, and then Tuesday, Thursday jiu-jitsu. And so far feels quite good.
You just did started doing it like last week.
Right. But I'm just saying so far feels like I can manage this kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if it doesn't make me worse in
Yeah, I
arm
feel like that's
wrestling.
probably not doesn't sound too smart, right?
It might, because it's, yeah, it might be a little bit.
Doesn't
But
sounds
if
a bit yeah.
but if
Yeah.
I don't, maybe I will not push jiu-jitsu too much, just kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I can still be a good arm wrestler.
But it sounds a bit counter productive in some way, right? It sounds a bit like you will lose some time or some
But
energy.
it feels like recovery blood flow.
It does?
Feels like that. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's okay.
So maybe it's a little bit difficult. Maybe today is Friday, so maybe on Friday I should get some rubber bands.
Are you doing it with Marius or
No, at the moment, no Yep and no Maris just
okay.
signed up for a club.
Oh Jeppe does jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, Yep is good at jiu-jitsu.
Ah yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I,
didn't know
I
that.
don't think I can beat him yet.
No. Oh yet. You're gonna beat him?
Well, last time he came here, I beat him once. Well, or we did it on the grass in the yard.
Right.
But no, he's better. He's better. Like one time out of 10, I can beat him.
Mm.
Yeah, the goal is to
You
destroy
wanna
him.
you wanna beat Jeppe in
Yes.
jiu-jitsu.
Yep, in
Right.
jiu-jitsu. And Maris is even more difficult.
Yeah, he's big.
Well, Yep is bigger.
Yeah, but it's different, right? Who would you rather have lay on you?
Yeah,
Probably,
probably.
yeah, probably
Yep.
Jeppe, right? Probably Jeppe, I'd say.
Yeah, well,
Probably
Maris gets a new.
the point of the
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's
point of gravity is
Maris gets a
probably a bit
new.
more concentrated, a bit more, right?
Yeah. Yep is more annoying because he has long legs and he can strangle you with legs.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Maris, thank you for today.
Yeah. Let's leave.
Let's go have some fun. It's Friday.
Yeah.
And enjoy your weekend. And same to everyone else.
Yeah. You too. And training
Cheers.
Monday, and I guess we'll see when the stream is next week.
Yeah, maybe we
Wednesday
can make
or
it on Wednesday. Because
Wednesday or Friday.
I feel like maybe on Wednesday it's better time for people
It's
to watch
better.
us.
It's better also but it's just because my assignments are
Yeah.
for Wednesday, so it's a bit annoying.
But
Yeah.
okay, ciao.
We'll see. Yeah. Bye.